says, and my wife Anna did take woman's work to do. And when she had sent them home to the owners, they paid her wages and gave her also besides a kid. So our women did work. They did have jobs. So where does this come from, that a woman not supposed to work and a man supposed to go out and work, and then the woman stay at home and do nothing but just let the man just take care of her? Let's look at cause we gotta look at this, because we're looking at the difference between righteousness and wickedness. So let's go to Proverbs 31. So we want our women to be virtuous. So Proverbs 31 and 10. Let's read about it. Who can find a virtuous woman? For her price is far above rubies. The heart of her husband does safely trust in her, so that he shall have no need of spoil. Wait a minute. Spoil is whenever you get everything, you go out to war, and whatever they had on, because we wore our best apparel going out to war, and had jewels and all that. We looked mighty, man. We didn't go out to war looking shabby. So if the spoil is whatever you got from the enemy once you kill them. They say a virtuous woman, say her husband does safely trust in her, verse 11, so that he shall have no need of spoil. She will do him good and not evil all the days of her life. She seeketh wool. That means seeketh means she's finding wool and flax, and worketh willingly with her hands. That's working. Worketh willingly with her hands. She is like the merchant ships. She bringeth her food from afar. She bringeth her food from afar. She bringeth her food from afar. She's like the merchant ship. You know them ships coming in? They fill with everything. They don't want to supply the needs of the people of the land. She rises also while it is yet night, and giveth meat to her household. I mean, she cooking, and a portion to her maidens. And if she have maids, she gonna get up and cook for them too. She considereth a field and buyeth it. With the fruit of her hands she planteth a vineyard. What? She farming? She out there planting a vineyard. She girdeth her loins with strength, and strengtheneth her arms. She got strong arms. She perceiveth that her merchandise is good. Her camel goeth not out by night, meaning she's working and doing things at night. She layeth her hands to the spindle, the sewing, and her hands hold the distaff. She stretches out her hand to the poor. Yea, she reaches forth her hands to the needy, helping the poor and the needy, people that have need. She is not afraid of the snow for her household. It's snowing outside, she's still going to take care of everything for her household. For all her household are clothed with scarlet. She maketh herself coverings of tapestry. Her clothing is silk and purple. Her husband is known in the gates. That's where the elders are. When he sitteth among the elders of the land, see? She maketh fine linen and selleth it. Wait a minute. She's making fine linen and selling it, so she's out there marketing what it is that she's making. And she's selling it. And delivered girdles unto the merchant. Remember, she's like the merchant ships. She maketh herself coverings of tapestry. Her clothing is silk and purple. Her husband is known in the gates. When he sitteth among the elders of the land, she maketh fine linen and selleth it. It's on a hustle, man. And deliver girdles unto the merchant. Strength and honor are her clothing. Strength and honor. And she shall rejoice in time to come. See, You understand this? These things, as a virtuous woman, you're looking at rejoicing in the time to come. She opened up her mouth with wisdom, and in her tongue is the law of kindness. When I say a silent and loving woman, and loving women also is a gift of the Most High. She opened her mouth with wisdom, knowing when to bring the wisdom forth, and in her tongue and her speech is the law of kindness. Law of kindness. She looketh well to the ways of her household, and eateth not the bread of idleness. See, idleness bring forth evil. They call that the devil's playhouse. Her children arise up and call her blessed. Her husband also, and he is praised, and he praises her. Many daughters have done virtuously, but thou excellest them all. See? That's a virtuous woman. Ecclesiasticus 26:1. Ecclesiasticus 26:1. Blessed is the man that hath a virtuous wife, as we just read about. A wife that does do the things that we just read concerning a virtuous wife. Blessed is the man that hath a virtuous wife, for the number of his days shall be double. A virtuous woman rejoices her husband, and he shall fulfill the years of his life in peace. Because she's going to be loving, caring, doing things as you see Hannah was doing. With her hands making things to be able to make things work for the household. A good wife is a good portion which shall be given in the portion of them that fear the Most High. That's what this is all about. Let's go back to Tobit. We're in the 2nd chapter, and it says, verse 11. So, to show you that his wife was Anna, was a virtuous woman. It says, verse 11 of Tobit 2, and my wife Anna did take woman's works to do. And when she had sent them home to the owners, they paid her wages, and gave her also besides a kid. So she did work. And when it was in my house and began to cry, I said unto her, from whence is this kid, this goat? Is it not stolen? Render it to the owners. Take it back to where you got it from. For it is not lawful to eat anything that is stolen. But she replied unto me, it was given for a gift more than the wages. Along with the wages, they gave her the kid or the goat. Howbeit, I did not believe her, but bade her render it to the owners. Mind you, remember, he already got the scales on his eyes. And so he heard it. He couldn't see, but he heard it. And I was abased at her. But she replied unto me, where are thine alms and thy righteous deeds? Behold, thou in all thy works are known. See? Chapter 3. Then I, being grieved, did weep, and in my sorrow prayed, saying, O Most High, thou art just in all thy works, and all thy ways are mercy and truth. In all thy ways are mercy and truth, and thou judgest truly and justly forever. This is a prayer that he's praying. Remember me and look on me. Punish me not for my sins and ignorances and darkness, and the sins of my fathers who have sinned before thee. For they obeyed not thy commandments. They obeyed not your commandments. Wherefore thou hast delivered us for a spoil, and unto captivity, and unto death. and for a proverb of reproach to all the nations among whom we are dispersed. You see? Because he told us he's going to do that. In Deuteronomy 28, chapter, the 15th verse on down, through the curses. And verse 64 tells us how you're going to scatter us among all these nations. And now thy judgments are many and true. Deal with me according to my sins and my fathers, because we have not kept thy commandments, neither have walked in truth before thee. And the truth is the law. Now therefore deal with me as seemeth best unto thee, and command my spirit to be taken from me, that I may be dissolved and become earth, back to dust, back to the dust. We came from the earth, we go back to the earth, the physical body. But the spirit, for this profitable, goes to the Most High. But it's profitable for me to die rather than to live, because I have heard false reproaches, false disgraces against them, and have much sorrow. Command therefore that I may now be delivered out of this distress, and go into the everlasting place. Turn not thy face away from me. It came to pass at the same day that in Ecbatana, a city of Media, Sarah, the daughter of Rahuel, was also reproached by her father's maids. So Sarah is being reproached and disgraced by her father's maids, because that she had been married to 7 husbands whom this evil spirit had killed. I'm not dealing with his name. Why? Because of Exodus 23 and 13. And in all things that I have said unto you, be circumspect, and make no mention of the names of other gods, neither let it be heard out of thy mouth. So I'm not interested in speaking his name. Now, if y'all want to, you can do whatever you choose, whatever you want to do. I'm just going to say the evil spirit. Hopefully that's good enough for you. If not, then take it up with the Most High. It says, her maids, Sarah's maids that came against her to disgrace her. Why? Verse 8 of Tobit 3rd chapter. Because that she had been married to 7 husbands whom the evil spirit had killed before they had lain with her. This shows you that the marriage is consummated by sexual intercourse. And it said before they had lain with her, this evil spirit, you're going to find out, killed them before they could have sexual intercourse to consummate the marriage. Verse 8 again, because that she had been married to 7 husbands whom the evil spirit had killed before they had lain with her. Dost thou not know, said they, this was the maiden saying to her, herself, that thou hast strangled thine husbands? Thou hast had already 7 husbands, neither was thou named after any of them. See? So, why was she not named after any of them? Because she did not get a chance to lay with them, to have sex with them, which would make her their wives. They would be her husband, and she would take on their names, as it is today, as it's supposed to be. It says, verse 9, wherefore dost thou beat us for them? If they be dead, go thy ways after them. Let us never see of thee either son or daughter. Man, that's like telling her to die just like they died. when she heard these things, she was very sorrowful. Wicked women. I mean, knowing that 7 times she went into the wedding chamber and this evil spirit then killed him. The men that were supposed to marry her. So that she thought to have strangled herself. And she said, I am the only daughter of my father. And if I do this, it shall be a reproach unto him. See? Remember said, on the Ecclesiasticus 22, gonna be a reproach unto the father. She was very concerned about how he will be looked at. In Ecclesiastes 22:3, an evil nurtured son is the dishonor of his father that begat him, and a foolish daughter is born to his loss. See? A wise daughter shall bring an inheritance to her husband, but she that liveth dishonestly is her father's heaviness. See? So, here's an example. She said in Tobit 3, in verse 10, she said, I am the only daughter of my father, and if I do this, it shall be a reproach, it shall be a disgrace unto him, and I shall bring his old age with sorrow unto the grave. See? That's heaviness. I'll bring his old age with sorrow to the grave. Then she's prayed toward the window and said, Blessed art thou, O Most High, my power, and thine holy and glorious name is blessed and honorable forever. Let all thy works praise thee forever. And now, O Most High, power of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, I set mine eyes and my face toward thee, and say, Take me out of the earth, that I may hear no more the reproach. Say, take me out of here. And I want to hear what they're saying to me, and what they're saying about me to disgrace me. Thou knowest, Most High, that I am pure from all sin with man, and that I never polluted my name, nor the name of my father. Don't tell me it's not important, because the children belong to the father. And that I never polluted my name, nor the name of my father, in the land of my captivity. Even in captivity, she still held her integrity. I am the only daughter of my father, neither hath he any child to be his heir. That's it, to bring the inheritance to. Remember, righteous woman going to bring an inheritance to her husband. Neither any near kinsman, nor any son of his alive, to whom I may keep myself for a wife. My 7 husbands are already dead, and why should I live? But if it please not thee that I should die, command some regard to be had of me, and pity taken of me, that I hear no more reproach, that I don't hear these wicked women, these maidens of my fathers, reproach me, trying to disgrace me, because this demon, this evil spirit, and killed all 7 of my husbands before we could consummate the marriage. And Raphael, one of the archangels, was sent to heal them. Verse 16. So the prayers of them both were heard before the majesty of the great Most High. And Raphael, the archangel of healing, was sent to heal them both. That is, to scale away the whiteness of Tobit's eyes. Remember, the sparrows had dropped the droppings in his eyes and made him blind, her father. And Raphael was sent to heal them both. That is, to scale away the whiteness of Tobit's eyes and to give Sarah, the daughter,